I know. I'm dreading moving my gym drastically.
Oh my God.
Dude. What is that
packing.
static? Anybody else getting static in their ear?
Nope.
I hear something. I think it's from you. Mute your mic and let's see if it's from you. Yep, it's from you.
Okay.
It's something. It's like your gardener or something. You time all that shit perfectly with the podcast.
No
But move the mic closer to your mouth. It sounds like you have mice in the kitchen. Sorry, Matt. So what about moving equipment?
Moving out of Tennessee, it was a bit of equipment, like just the plates, dumbbells, all that stuff. But this delivery, because I got a whole new rig, it was overwhelming. And I had two friends in from Texas, who they were supposed to be here for 2 days, like just to hang out. And they ended up working for 2 full days, like eyes open to eyes closed. It was brutal.
When he says he had 2 friends over, I think of Matt as having like only 3 friends.
Yeah.
So it was 2 guys, and then if Matt O'Keefe would have showed up, that would have been just like all of Matt's friends in one place. Yeah. There should be like some security rule against that in case like they all died.
So I should rephrase that. One of them was my friend, and the other one was a guy that shared the drive with him. He was a friend of a friend. But yeah, I got to know him really well over the few days. Great guy. But yeah, like they had driven from Dallas up here, and I put him to work.
Dude, that reminds me of like every time I used to go to Cookville. Every time, like, well, maybe not so much.
Like you would show up there and it was always making shit, building shit.
It was always like, yeah, like, I mean, we were hanging out a lot. Like I was there a lot when he was building his barn. And so it would be, putting the flooring in at the barn he always got a big package. I felt like every time I showed up, Rich got a huge package from Rogue that I was just like, all right, here's a whole day of our, hanging out here. And I don't know about you, but like moving like weight equipment and things like that, it hurts my body more than actual exercise because I'm always in like weird, uncomfortable like positions. I'm never stretched. We'll just like we were just grabbing.
Warm up for it.
No, yeah. So we moved his whole flooring, and that was brutal. And we were like, he had like a big ass pole that we slid through the big mat. And I mean, this thing had to weigh, I don't know, I'm gonna guess upwards of 800 to 1,000 pounds. And we put this huge pole through it, and it was, and we're supposed to like, there was like 4 of us lifting this, and I'm like, this is not gonna go well, and I'm gonna break something. I know for sure. We ended up just like tossing it out of the truck, but yeah. It was. I mean, what you just said reminded me of Cook, and I'm sure I have some buddies who feel the same way about when they come to my house.
Yeah, my flooring got delivered a couple weeks ago, so it got here before all the equipment, thankfully, and like anything, I'm like, more is better. The 1/4-inch flooring for any home gym is plenty. Then you go 3/8 or 1/2 inch if you want like the good stuff.
3/4, yeah.
And then I found out they made 3/4 inch, and I was like, Yeah. So 1,000 square feet at 3/4 inch, and it showed up in 50-foot rolls. Like it was 2 rolls on a pallet, and the skid steer was like teetering. I was like, this is serious. And every delivery, the transport truck shows up and they're like, yo, I can't get down that driveway. I'm like, it's cool. I got my skid steer. Yeah. And zip out to the end of the driveway, pick it up.
The flooring was the one thing that I actually had installed. The company Play, they actually did it for me. They came out. I had to move all the equipment out and then put it back in, but they actually like glued the floor down and rolled it out and cleaned it up and made it all nice and everything, and that was nice.
Yeah, I half the reason why I wanted flooring that was so thick was so that I didn't have to glue it down, because I'm like, dude, if I ever move, I'm taking this shit with me.
I know. I only had them glue the seams because I asked them that. I go, what happens when I want to move and I want to take this flooring with me? He's like, well, if I glue it all down, you're not getting it off. And I go, okay. I go, well, what about, I'm like, well, what if I want to take it? He's like, well, I'll just glue the seams down and then you should be good. So we'll see.
Dude, when I was leaving Cookville, I was planning on taking my rubber flooring. It was 450 square feet of like 1/2-inch black rubber matting. Like,
is it the stall?
I don't know where I'd use it, but I'd use it. But no, it was the roll.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
And I was like, oh, I'll take it with me. And then our moving truck was so full. Like, dude, I had to leave such obscure things, and the flooring was one of them. And I called the real estate agent. I'm like, hey, can I leave this shit? And she was like, yeah, I don't see why not. I'm like, all right, cool. So whoever bought my house, they got rubber flooring in the garage.
They're stoked.